And yes, to our super sisters and listeners, welcome once again to this, to this beautiful morning of a very beautiful Monday, so to say. We do apologize for the sound break. And this is the time for the newspaper review right here on Citizen 93.7 FM. My name is Sharon Smith, and I'm back here this beautiful week to share with you stories, events, across the national dailies. And if you're very familiar with our newspaper review, you know we take certain stories and headlines across the national dailies. We look at Punch newspaper, the Tribune, Daily Trust. We'll also take a look at This Day newspaper, Leadership newspaper, Guardian, Vanguard, The Nation. And this week we'll be starting freshly with a pen pushing .com. You know, that's the pen pushing newspaper where we'd also be getting stories to review this morning. And right here would implore that you call us and join the conversation. At least air your opinion, also contribute to the stories or the headlines that you have listened to this morning. And you'd like to call on 0903 2229 797, 0903 2229 797, or 0818 2222 0818 2222205. You can also leave us a message via our WhatsApp number, and that is 0818 2222205. And now, without wasting further more time, let's kickstart with a Punch newspaper right here. And now, taking a look quickly at the headline of the Punch newspaper, the cover page does say that cost of living protests, police warn against violence as Labour gives fresh conditions. Cost of living protests, police warn against violence as Labour gives fresh conditions. And still on the Punch newspaper, we can see that Atiku's solution will return Nigeria to Emefiele era, says presidency. Atiku's solution will return Nigeria to Emefiele era, says presidency. Another one says that hardship not excuse to turn underbridge home. Hardship not excuse to turn underbridge home. And this was said by LASG. And then another story says the slain Plateau APC spokesman got 20 death threats. Slain Plateau APC spokesman got 20 death threats, and this was identified or said by his secretary. Now, still looking at the Punch newspaper, here's a story that says that Ogun to prosecute parents, students for assaulting principal and teacher. Ogun to prosecute parents, students for assaulting principal and teacher. And here says that bandits burned Zamfara police station and killed DCO. Another says that 3 jailed 5 years for trafficking 38.50 kg tramadol. 3 jailed 5 years for trafficking 38.50 kg worth of tramadol. Other stories you find on the Punch newspaper. Another one, which is the last we take on the Punch newspaper, says that account for funds from U.S. suspended treasurer tells Abure. Accounts for funds from the United States suspended treasurer tells Abure. And that is the suspended national treasurer of the Labour Party, Miss Oluchi Okpara, has challenged the party's national chairman, Julius Abure, to give an account of the donations received from Nigerians in the diaspora during the campaign tour of LP presidential candidate Peter Obi in the United States. And now quickly, let's head on to the next newspaper here, and that is the Tribune. And let's see what the latest news says. Nigerian Tribune cover page says that Tinubu, Brazilian president, meets in Addis Ababa. Tinubu, Nigerian president, meets in Addis Ababa. And then also £37 million investment in Nigeria's power sector to support mini grids and other projects. And also still looking at the Nigerian Tribune, it says that PDP governors distracting Tinubu with calls for resignation. PDP governors distracting Tinubu with calls for resignation, and this was said by the federal government. And also, Tinubu's meeting with governors did not discuss foreign exchange. Presidency tells Atiku Tinubu's meeting with governors did not discuss foreign exchange. And this story you'd find on the Nigerian Tribune. And here it says also that reps call for overhaul of security architecture around oil gas infrastructure. Reps call for overhaul of security architecture around oil and gas infrastructure. And quickly, with no time wasted, let's see what is happening on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The top story here says that 200 million illegal arms in circulation in Nigeria. Governor Sani has said that 200 million illegal arms in circulation in Nigeria, and that is the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Uba Sani, has raised the alarm that about 200 million firearms are in circulation in Nigeria. And here, Presidency says that Atiku recommended Emefiele's failed policy as solution to forex crisis. Atiku recommending Emefiele's failed policy as solution to forex crisis. And here it says a rising cooking gas price. Nigerians resort to charcoal firewood. Rising cooking gas price. Nigerians resort to charcoal firewood. And also, it says here that Army Hospital honors 5 officers and civilians. Army Hospital honors 5 officers and civilians. And another says the bandits kill 21 in Kaduna, Katsina, recruit minors in Sokoto. Bandits kill 21 in Kaduna, Katsina, recruit minors in Sokoto. And lastly, it says the hardship. In regards to hardship, Atiku Catholic bishops flay Tinubu's policies. Atiku Catholic bishops flay Tinubu's policies. And that you'd find on the Daily Trust newspaper. And here it also says that FCTA gives quit notice to Pape market traders. FCTA gives quit notice to Pape market traders. And also you'd find on the Daily Trust newspaper that 305 sports fans released after 5 days in detention. 305 sports fans released after 5 days in detention. The sports fans arrested last Sunday by the police as the Day Area and Bari Area Council of the FCT have been released after 5 days in detention. The City and Crime reported last Tuesday how police from the FCT command raided a local sports center, popularly known as Gidan Dambe, in the evening of the day and arrested 307, including fans, kiosk owners, and operators of the facility, Ali Zuma. And that story you'd find on the Daily Trust newspaper. And here it also says that kidnapper of Plateau clerics arrested in Ogun. Kidnapper of Plateau clerics arrested in Ogun. That is going to be found on the Daily Trust newspaper for today, Monday, 19th February 2024. And now taking a look at the This Day newspaper, it says here on the breaking news that Komalafe, Nigeria gradually reversing investments decline in oil gas industry. Komalafe, Nigerian gradually reversing investment decline in oil gas industry. And now Cardoso says with $1.8 billion inflow last week, Nigeria's economy has positive look. With $1.8 billion dollars inflow last week, Nigeria's economy has a positive outlook. And now there's a news analysis that says a blame game won't stop Naira's free fall. Blame game won't stop Naira's free fall. And here another story says that Idris says it is time PDP governors did work they were elected for. It is time PDP governors did work they were elected for. And another story here says that at $377.37 million, FDI in equities markets hit 10-year low. At $377.37 million, FDI in equities market hit 10-year low. And that story you'd find on this day newspaper. Another one here says that Pencom recovers 12.93 billion naira unremitted contributions, imposes 12.52 billion naira fines on defaulters. Pencom recovers 12.93 billion naira unremitted contributions, imposes 12.52 billion naira fines on defaulters. And here, lastly, it says that Tinubu rejoices with former Lagos First Lady Bolale Ambode at 60. Tinubu rejoices with former Lagos First Lady Bolale Ambode at 60. And that story you'd find on the This Day newspaper. Moving quickly to the Leadership newspaper, the top story here says that Edo governorship primary, how presidency twisted APC leadership and others. Edo governorship primary, how presidency twisted APC leadership and others. And here it says that 55% of pangolin scales seized worldwide linked to Nigeria. 55% of pangolin scales seized worldwide linked to Nigeria. And this is a story that you can find on the Leadership newspaper for this morning. And the next says that to pardon that break. And then here it says that Bauchi governor lauded for cutting costs of governance. Bauchi governor lauded for cutting costs of governance. And here another one says Serap to NNPCL. It says account for missing $2.04 billion, 164 billion naira oil revenues. Serap to NNPCL says account for missing $2.04 billion, 164 billion naira oil revenues. And here reps panel 6 Navy support against crude oil theft. Reps panel 6 Navy support against crude oil theft. This you'd find on the Leadership newspaper, so it's advisable to get your hands on a copy of the Leadership and then get up to speed with most of the stories, if not all of the stories for today, Monday. And also here it says that ECOWAS as Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali's withdrawal threatens regional economic integration. ECOWAS says as Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali's withdrawal threatens regional economic integration. And lastly, Nigeria breweries records 106 billion naira net loss. Nigerian breweries records 106 billion naira net loss. The deepest loss of 106 billion for the year ended 31st 2023, largely induced by the impact of the devaluation of the naira on its foreign exchange transactions. The company's audited results released to the Nigerian Exchange Limited indicated that revenue rose by 9% versus the prior period of 2023. And now, if you'd like to obviously get more on that particular stories, to make sure to get up to speed with the Leadership newspaper. And now let's head on to The Guardian. In the news on The Guardian, it says that herders killed 2, raise 146 houses in Yobe. Herders killed 2, razed 146 houses in Yobe. And here it says here that man to die by hanging for killing 19-month-old son. Man to die by hanging for killing 19-month-old son. And next says that electricity supply. Nigerians applaud 10.5 billion naira sanctions on discos, defer on tariff hike. Nigerians applaud 10.5 billion naira sanctions on discos, defer on tariff hike. And another story here says that resign if you can't govern Nigeria. PDP governors tell APC. Resign if you cannot govern Nigeria. PDP governors tell APC. And then also here it says that Africa must collaborate to address challenges in healthcare. Tinubu tells African Union leaders, Africa must collaborate to address challenges in healthcare. Tinubu tells African Union leaders. And lastly, on the Guardian, it says that battle for Kano throne between Sanusi's defense of Tinubu's economic policies and Bayero's outcry. Battle for Kano throne between Sanusi's defense of Tinubu's economic policies and Bayero's outcry. And let's take one more before I head out this morning on The Guardian. It says that Tinubu da Silva meets 6 strong ties across sector. Tinubu da Silva meets 6 stronger ties across sectors. And now let's see what the Vanguard newspaper has in store for us this morning. Looking at the cover page of the Vanguard newspaper, it says that hardship paralyzing lives nationwide. Catholic bishops and the Christian Association of Nigeria said that hardship paralyzing lives nationwide. And more on the Vanguard, it says Naira depreciation, inflation, eroding value of insured assets. Naira depreciation, inflation, eroding value of insured assets. Now, Edo 2024, it says APC gets 3 candidates. Agba threatens legal action. Edo 2024, APC gets 3 candidates. Agba threatens legal action. And now also looking at the latest news on the Vanguard newspaper, it says fuel scarcity looms as NATO directs tanker drivers to withdraw operations from today. Fuel scarcity looms as NATO, that's NARTO, which is the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, says it has directed all its members to withdraw their petroleum trucks from product loading activities from Monday, February 19, 2024, and that is today. The Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners says it has directed all its members to withdraw their petroleum trucks from product loading activities from today. The development follows the association's request for oil marketers to review freight rates, and that story you'd find on the Vanguard newspaper. And next here says that Lagos to relocate computer village to Katangwa. Lagos to relocate computer village to Katangwa. And also it says in regards to insecurity, Benue lawmakers under attack over ultimatum to government. Benue lawmakers under attack over ultimatum to government. And now our super citizen listeners, I'm very sure you're out there listening to us, so please do take note of the numbers to call, and that is 0903 2229797, 0903 2229797. Our phone lines are very much available just for you to call in and air your opinion and also get up to speed with most of the information, if not all of it. And here also it says that choppers deployed to stamp out kidnapping, sea robbery in Ondo, and this was said by the Navy that the choppers deployed to stamp out kidnapping, sea robbery in Ondo. The Nigerian Navy has deployed one of its helicopters to the Navy Forward Operating Base (FOB) in the Igbakoda area of Ondo State to curb kidnapping, illegal refining of petroleum products, and other crimes in the riverine communities. And that is on the Vanguard newspaper. And here it says that Wike says, I don't know who can challenge us in 2027. Wike says, I don't know who can challenge us in 2027. And now Akbabi also says that the federal government doesn't even know what to charge Emefiele for. Akbabi says the federal government doesn't even know what to charge Emefiele for. And now for food security and others, Tinubu seeks closer ties with Brazil. Food security and others, Tinubu seeks closer ties with Brazil. And now lastly, it says that Labour Party crisis deepens as embattled National Treasurer sues party, 6 EFCC probe. Labour Party crisis deepens as embattled National Treasurer sues Labour Party, 6 EFCC probe. And that you'll find on the Vanguard newspaper. Quickly, let's see what the Nation has in store for us this morning. Here on the Nation newspaper, it says that Shatima, Akume, Akpabio, and Wike says hardship over soon. Shatima, Akume, Akpabio, Wike says that hardship will be over soon. And another one says that the Ododo to sustain fight against insecurity. And next year, it says that Bishop, ex-speaker's lawyers suggest way out of economic challenges. Bishops, ex-speakers, and lawyers suggest way out of economic hardship. And Lagos police arrest 4 cultists, recover firearms. Lagos police arrest 4 cultists, recover firearms. And lastly, it says, 1 killed, house set ablaze over missing phone in Makurdi. 1 killed, house set ablaze over missing phone in Makurdi. And here also it says that 10 die from Lassa fever in Ebonyi. 10 die from Lassa fever in Ebonyi. And it's also sad to note that a gunman killed Plateau APC spokesperson Namang. Gunmen killed Plateau APC spokesperson by the name Namang. And it comes with a rider that says that Lalong condemns murder, wants killers held. The Plateau State Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, Sylvanus Namang, has been killed in Pangshin town of Pangshin, a local government area. Namanku, as a former director with the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, was shot dead around 8 p.m. on Saturday at a relaxation spot known as Sunny Best Joint. And we do say that may his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. And now quickly, let's take a look at the pen pushing NG. It says that this is a credible online newspaper, and they are one of the most reliable sources of news. The pen pushing is one of the most reliable sources of news, and we at Citizen FM will continue to review the publications from penpushing.com, provided they remain credible. Pen Pushing is a credible online newspaper, and we at Citizen FM will continue to review the publications from penpushing.com, provided they remain credible. And now, with that said, let's even take a look at the news story here. It says that Anti-Crimes Commission arrests 2 Chinese for suspected illegal mining. The EFCC has arrested 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. And I'm also still looking at the pen pushing. It says that 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. And I'm also still looking at the pen pushing. It says that 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. And I'm also still looking at the pen pushing. It says that 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. And I'm also still looking at the pen pushing. It says that 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. And I'm also still looking at the pen pushing. It says that 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. And I'm also still looking at the pen pushing. It says that 2 Chinese, Yang Chao, 39, and Xiao Jiang, who is 38, for suspected illegal mining. Obasanjo leads prayer sessions at a pen pushing media corporate headquarters, and also police arrest seven over murder of 35-year-old woman. Okay, still looking at the pen pushing. Here, the latest one of the latest headline does say that Cameroonian journalist Bruno Bidyang detained for alleged rebellion. And with that duly looked at, let's bring in our in-house analyst, and that is Mr. Salman Salami, who is a seasoned journalist, and he is the chief operating officer of Citizen 93.7 FM, and also he's our in-house analyst. And let's go on a very quick break. When we're back, we'll delve right into the conversation and properly, deliberately, in-depthly analyze most of these headlines that we have looked at this wonderful morning. You're listening to Citizen 93.7 FM, and we are here to bring you more stories as it goes. And do stay tuned. And when we're back, we'll jump right to the order of the morning. And yeah, many thanks for staying tuned and also for listening to the newspaper review right here this morning on Citizen 93.7 FM. We're back here to review and also give analysis of some of these headlines. And joining me this morning is our in-house analyst, Mr. Salman Salami, who is the Chief Operating Officer and a seasoned journalist. And also, he would give in-depth insight to the headlines for today. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you, Shim. And how was the weekend?
We try. It was good.
Good morning to you too, our super citizen listeners. And thank you very much for keeping fit.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that. Now, let's even quickly delve into the headlines. We can see on the Punch cover story that cost of living protest, police warn against the violence as Labour gives a fresh condition. Cost of living protests, the police authorities have said they would not condone any form of violence during the planned 2-day demonstration declared by organized labor in protest against the hardships and high cost of living in the country. And the police handed down the Riot Act on Sunday as the Nigerian Labour Congress gave fresh conditions ahead of the minimum wage negotiation commencing on Monday, and that is today. Mr. Salami, sir, what do you make of this?
Well, as it is unfolding, we are watching. It is not interesting at all. Not interesting in the sense that apart from the 14 days ultimatum that the organized labor headed by the NRC gave to the government, they came up again to say that there will be 2-day protest. Where exactly are we going? Where exactly are we going? We have said it here times and times over that although times are hard, but we need added thinking to solve this problem. Apart from that, we should exercise little restraint, because idle hand is devil's workshop. Chances are that the protest may be hijacked by hoodlums, and that is why the police is now warning that please, they will uphold law and order. And of course, what do you expect the police to do? My fear is this: I hope there won't be any loss of life while this is going on. But I think that much as I agree that this is incredibly hard time for Nigerians, there is the need for us to exercise restraint. And please, let us avoid loss of life in all this. Yes, Nigerians have the right to protest. Yes, we have the right to hold government accountable to the people. But why doing this? We should go about it the peaceful way. Let's eschew violence. And can we guarantee that hoodlums and the fifth columnists will not take advantage of this protest in such a way that it will become violent, and of course the law enforcement agency will do their job? In the midst of this, it is only the poor man, the poor masses that will suffer. Let us be circumspect.
All right, thank you very much for that very brief breakdown. Now, let's even take a look at, the next story, still on the Punch newspaper. It says that the Atiku's solution will return Nigeria to Emefiele era, and that was said by the presidency. And also in the same vein, PDP lacks rights to demand Tinubu's resignation. The federal government has said that PDP lacks rights to demand Tinubu's resignation. Apparently, the story is that the People's Democratic Party has lauded the APC and then the president that Tinubu should resign if he cannot, handle the situation and all of that. Now, let's even peek on what you think about this in regards to that story.
The opposition is now living up to the expectation of Nigerians. What do you expect the opposition to do? Is to keep the government on its toes and to provide alternative ways of doing things. If the PDP governors now say that please do the job, were they wrong in saying that? No. That is the job of the opposition. The opposition should keep the government on its toes, but why doing it? Be patriotic. Have the interest of the country at heart. Don't criticize because you just want to criticize, but criticize constructively and give alternative ways of doing things, better ways, so to speak. And I read what Bayo Onanuga said as response to what Atiku said, that Atiku's panacea will lead us to the Emefiele era. Well, good a thing that we are hearing accusations and counter accusations, and let's allow superior reasoning to prevail. In the midst of this, we'll get the solution. But let us be critical if there is need to be critical, but don't let us be hostile.
All right, thank you very much. As Mr. Salami has said, let's be critical and not hostile in our judgment. And now, moving forward quickly, let's even take this story that says that Ogun to prosecute parent, because this is in line with hostility, if you ask me. It says that Ogun to prosecute parent students for assaulting principal and teacher. The Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, has said one Akoni Aziz Olawale, an SS3 student of Agbara Grammar School in Ado Odo Ota local government area of the state, who allegedly assaulted one of the teachers of the school as well as his parents, will soon be prosecuted. And now over to you, Mr. Salami.
Well, I commend what Professor Abayomi Arigbabu has done. And I want to really thank the government of Ogun State for restoring sanity into our educational system. Well, why will parents assault teachers? Or why will a parent assault a teacher and principal of the school? What moral lesson or what signal are we sending out? Is this good parenting? When you now side with your ward or your son and assault a teacher, it's even sadder when one realizes that this happened in Ogun State, arguably the bastion of education in Nigeria. This is sad. All the vices we see in the country today, the vices, they start from the home. Is the unit of everything. If the home, what is coming from the home is rotting, it will be pretty difficult to fix our society. A situation where parents take side with their words. What exactly do you expect in such a society? Any society where dog kills lion, that society is not a safe society. And let us make our society safe. Teachers were respected in those days. In fact, children or pupils, on citing their teacher, would take to their heels. Those were the era when teachers were even more respected, more than the parents. They were and they should be molders of mind and shape destiny. But a situation whereby they are being assaulted by parents because perhaps maybe they have meted out punishment to the world. Is that the way to go? What moral lesson are we teaching? That our children, they are superior? Is it the dog that should wag the tail, or the tail that should wag the dog? This is a serious matter for concern.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. And now, quickly, before we move on, it is a sad story, so to say, but then there's a story here on the Nation newspaper that gunmen killed Plateau APC spokesperson Namang. He was shot dead while he was out, in the evening, and then the place was stormed and killed, and he was killed, and the joint owners was identified as Sonny Okonkwo, and he was killed in Pangshin, where he was just relaxing. And Namang is, a former director with the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and was shot dead around 8 p.m. on Saturday at a relaxation spot known as Sunny Best Joint, right there in the state of Jos. Mr. Salamisa, what do you make of this?
This is a personal tragedy for me. Personal tragedy in the sense that Oga Silvanus Namang brought me into journalism. He gave me a job at Standard newspapers in Jos.
Wow.
And he was such a consummate journalist, a gentleman par excellence, and a veteran pen pusher. It is sad that he was gone down. It is really a very sad day for me, and this is a personal tragedy. Oga Namang ventured or veered into politics. He was with Alhaji Ibrahim Nasiru Mantu, the former deputy Senate president, also of blessed memory now. What exactly is the worth of life in this country? Why is it that gunmen, as they would describe it now, unknown gunmen, as if it was a ghost that held the gun, why is it that at the drop of a hat is killing? I do not think it is right. I would want the law enforcement agencies to go after the assailants and bring them to book. May the soul of Mr. Silvanus Namang rest in peace.
Amen. And we do also commiserate with you for the way you feel about it. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And now let's even move on to the next story to analyze here. It says that Labour Party crisis deepens as embattled National Treasurer sues Party 6 EFCC probe. The last has not been heard about the crisis of confidence which has engulfed the leadership of Labour Party over the administration of party funds. The National Treasurer of the party, Ms. Oluchi Okpara, who was suspended by the Comrade Julius Abure-led National Working Committee, NWC for 6 months has instituted a court action seeking to compel the EFCC to probe Abure and look at the parties' financial records. Over to you, sir.
Well, we have now seen that the Labour Party is not exactly what we were made to believe, that it is a party populated by angels, and that we should wait and see how angelic they will rule the country. Well, good a thing that the National Treasurer, Mrs. Oluchi Okpara, has now revealed what was going on, that allegedly Mr. Julius Aburi was helping himself to the funds of the party, allegedly. Well, we will want the party to investigate this and not sweep it under the carpet. We will also want Mr. Julius Abure to step aside to allow independent investigation, inquiry into the alleged sleaze. Nothing short of this will be acceptable. For now, it is what it is, an allegation. And no matter how strong it is, it cannot take the place of evidence. We will still believe that Mr. Julius Abure is still innocent until all these things are proved. But one thing is clear. After all, LP is not populated by angels, as we were made to believe.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Salami. As you've said, that after all, LP is not populated by angels. And also in the same vein, a similar story says that accounts for funds from the U.S. suspended treasurer tells Abure before, even having taken him to court, he did come forth to say that the money given or the donations received from Nigerians in the diaspora during the campaign tour of LP presidential candidate Peter Obi in the United States, the party's given to the party's national chairman, Mr. Oluchi, has said he should give an account of these monies. And now looking at the next story quickly, this is in regard to the Edo governorship primary. It says that APC gets 3 candidates. Agba threatens legal action. APC gets 3 candidates. Agba threatens legal action. And this story you'd find on the Vanguard newspaper, and it's about the Edo 2024. Just a brief story to it says that Benin City controversies trailing Saturday's Edo State governorship primary election of the APC widened yesterday as a third candidate, Mr. Anamero Dakeri, has emerged. Few hours after the primary election held in 192 wards of the state governor, Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, who is the chairman of the 7-man election committee for the exercise, declared Dennis Idahosa as the winner. However, the returning officer of the process, Dr. Stanley Uwaja, declared Senator Monday as the winner at the private residence of one of the aspirants who earlier stepped down from the race. Nevertheless, the local government's returning officers early yesterday declared Anamero Dakiri as the winner of the contest. Trust me, I really do wish you could see the smile on Mr. Salami's face. So I'm very sure he has so much to say about this. Please go ahead, sir.
Sheung, this is a charade. It is a charade. And it's exposing the parties to ridicule. It only means that they cannot get their acts right. And from what we have seen, there is no internal democracy in APC. From what is unfolding, the party, however, has come out to say that they will only recognize the Usodima-led committee, or the the party set up a 7-member committee to conduct election, and that they will only recognize the return from the Usodima-led members. But come to think of it, was the primary transparent? Was it free? Was it fair? Why did other gubernatorial aspirants kicked? Why did they kick against the outcome or the decision or the declaration of Dennis Idausa by the Uzodinma-led member team? You see, are we deepening our democracy? Do people have confidence in our democracy? Are we doing it right? This APC gubernatorial primary in Edo State, to say the least, is a charade. And we will implore the APC to put their house in order in such a way that they will stop exposing the party to ridicule. It is unthinkable that 3 candidates will claim to have emerged from a Guba primary. It only means there is need for APC to work on their internal mechanism.
Okay, thank you, sir. And now, before we bring the newspaper review for today to a close, it's important to take a look at this particular story on the Nation newspaper that says that Shatima, Akume, Akpabio, and Wike says that hardship over soon. The federal government has reassured Nigerians that it is on the right path to economic prosperity, and it's acknowledged the hardship, but reassured citizens that it would be over soon. Briefly, sir, what do you make of this?
This is a good story. At least it's an elixir. We need hope, but we cannot live on hope alone. Yes, some of us are incurably optimistic about this country and this project called Nigeria. But the government should walk the talk. Truth be told, this is a time that it is a trying time, incredibly hard time. Things are hard. Living is becoming extremely difficult. Nigerians are going through a very, very hard time. This is the truth. We cannot shy away from it. And there is a need for the government to come to the aid of the people. There's a need for an urgent resolution of what is going on. The time to do it is now. There is no more time. God help the country.
Amen. And God save Nigeria, and God help us as well, that are the citizens of this able country. And this is where we put a stop to the review this morning. As our listeners, we do employ and practically implore that you call in to join the conversation. It is about you, the citizens. It's not just about us having conversations, but we also would like to hear you talk to us, air your opinions, let us know about your struggles or whatever it is. But this is a Monday where we have to put a stop to the review this morning. We do hope you've been able to pick 1 or 2 stories from the headlines and across the national dailies. And also thank you very much, Mr. Salami, for being here this morning. I do appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure, and we wish all Super Citizen listeners a very good week.
All right, have a beautiful day as well, and do stay tuned to 93.7 Citizen FM.